Something malicious is happening right now in the housing market, and welcome back to Real Estate Mindset. Today's video is going to be absolutely bonkers. Now, the data is in, and today we're going to go over Redfin's new housing market update. And you guys probably already know there is a brand new record high 4-week rolling average median sales price. But don't forget, you guys, remember this, okay? And this is what I want you to gain through this video. Median sales price is not an accurate way to determine value. Median sales price is a way for us to kind of gauge what's going on in the housing market. If we really want to determine how value is calculated, we got to look at comparable sales in a subject properties subdivision. And generally, you need to take 3. So generally 3, that's it. And because it's only 3, that's why it doesn't take much for entire neighborhoods to go up or down in value. I mean, think about it. Roughly 15% of houses sold over the last 4 years. So only 15% of houses sold, yet the entire 100% of the nation is unaffordable. You guys, it doesn't take much for a lot to happen. But regardless, you guys, we're going to jump into this article. I'll read the first paragraph. I'll read the last paragraph. We'll take a look at the leading indicators. We'll visualize some of the data. We'll look at some other stuff. But either way, I hope you guys enjoy. Alrighty, the name of this week's Redfin article is Price Drop Hit Highest Level in 18 Months as High Rates Dampen Buyer Demand. I got to tell you guys, I had a debate with Logan on this and he was like, it doesn't matter. I'm like, what are you talking about? How do price cuts not matter? Price cuts really, really matter. And that is one of the reasons why we saw deflation in the housing market in 2022. These bulls even acknowledge that. The crazy thing is though, they keep flip-flopping on the data that's important. So 1 minute it's all about supply and demand. It's so important, but now it's not important anymore. And then 1 minute, income's important, but it's not important anymore. And then 1 minute, price cuts and days on market are important, but yet it's not important anymore. This is what a paid narrative sounds like. They keep flip-flopping and changing what's important. Price cuts are important because it leads the way for everything else. Let's read. More home sellers are cutting their asking price, suggesting sale price growth could soften in the coming months. But this week, the median sales price rose to another record high, pricing out some buyers. And remember, back in June of 2022, the record high was almost 400,000. So they've changed constantly the record high, probably because they can continue to say, we have a new record high. All right, let's take a look at the last paragraph here, which is generally what I like to call a foolishly optimistic comment from a Redfin realtor. Let's see what they have to say this week. The market is slower than usual. Yeah, it's slower than usual. It's as slow as the 1990s. The market is slower than any time in my 20-year career. It is slower than the GFC. Congratulations, realtor. You've learned that. But well-maintained properties listed for under $1 million. Okay. So if I list a property for $900,000, it's going to sell quickly. What if it's $200,000 overpriced? That comment doesn't make sense. It depends on the market value. People who are buying right now are typically doing so because they have a baby or looking for more family-friendly home. Stop messing with people's families, realtors. Leave the families alone. Shut your mouth about my children and tell me where the great deals are and why. I don't want you to be my friend. And I don't care about your muffins and biscuits at these open houses. You can keep the muffins, you can keep the biscuits, lower the price. My advice for those buyers is to be open-minded and overbid. Is that what open-minded means, realtor? Does that mean overbidding? Is that what it means to me? I mean, what do you mean open-minded? Why are you trying to play with my mind for? If you are a great realtor, show me where the wedge is. Show me where the cash flow is. Stop pushing me. Stop bringing up my family. Consider single-family homes that are a bit outdated, but don't need major renovations and are homes in lesser known and non-trendy neighborhoods. The type of home trends to sit on the market longer, and buyers may be able to avoid competition and get a home for asking price instead of engaging in a bidding war. I know markets are different, but to lead that way to where, hey, we may not have to overbid, just offer the listing price, that's so stupid. What about a market analysis? What about offering less than the listing price to start negotiations? Where's any of that better advice? These are absolute bozos. Absolute bozos. And this is why AI is going to replace realtors. I mean, literally, a child knows more about real estate than half of the realtors in America. Buyers who can get by with less space should consider a condo. But what if the monthly fees are more? Okay, usually condos have a higher HOA fee monthly. So, sorry, you may have not thought of that, realtor. Hello. Plus, the FHA financing is very difficult on condos as well. They're relatively unpopular now, and many are going under asking price. Okay, realtor, not if they're under $1 million, right? You guys, I get it. I know I'm biased. I know that. And to the realtors that are actually learning from my videos, I'm sorry. You can't blame me. I've had an over 20-year career in real estate. In the last 5 years in real estate, I have been a teacher and an instructor. And I got to tell you guys, if I know you're a realtor, I already disrespect you. You got to earn my respect because I'm just burnt out. Okay. I'm burnt out and I've just seen too much harm done to consumers for me to have that, innocent till proven guilty. If you're a realtor, you're guilty until proven innocent in my book. This week's leading indicators anyways, the daily average 30-year fixed rate mortgage was 7.34%. Ouch. That's up from 6.95% year over year. Now, the weekly average is 6.94%. That is up from 6.5% year over year. Now, as far as today, the day that I'm making this video, interest rates actually went down slightly to 7.17%. However, if you are listening to my videos, you should know that by having good credit, by shopping brokers and direct lenders, you're probably going to get a rate. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not quoting you, but probably a rate 50 basis points or 0.5% lower than what you see here. That is the power of understanding your options as a citizen and consumer. Yikes. Some more awful information. Mortgage purchase applications are down again, 10% year over year. Redfin home buying demand is also down 12% year over year. Google searches for homes for sale is down year over year, 14%. Mortgage purchase applications, which is the gray right here, you guys, it's spring home buying season, you guys. This is spring home buying season. Thank God the Fed smashed it. Thank God the Fed smashed this buying season. Could have been smashed harder, but at least they smashed it. You guys, it went down again week over week. So mortgage purchase applications already in the gutter. They're even more in the gutter. Let me max this out so you can see the composite index. So right now the composite index is a 190.3. Okay, so 190.3, let me max this out. And we got to go all the way back to, let's get to 193. Where are you? 190, about right here. So we got to go all the way back to the mid 1990s to compare how bad the business is right now. Again, even the GFC, let's go to the GFC, like right about how, even the GFC, you guys, look at the composite index, way higher. Wow, isn't that something? I mean, it's dead. The business is dead. This is what I don't understand, and it's so frustrating. When I hear realtors say, oh, the housing market's resilient. How is it resilient? Sales are in the gutter. Unaffordability is like the most toxic it's ever been. How is it resilient? It's not resilient. What's happened is basically they've taxed homeowners, especially the recent homeowners. There is so much inflation built into the values of our houses. It's insane. I think they did that on purpose. Let me know what you think. Now, here's the winners and losers right now, guys. The metros with the biggest year-over-year increases is number one, Anaheim, California. If you've never been there, I suggest you go. I don't know how. I mean, it's crazy, you guys. I mean, there's some bad parts in Anaheim. There's some real bad parts in Anaheim, but there's $1 million houses as well. There's literally almost no new home building whatsoever. The unaffordability is just outrageous there. Nevertheless, the median sales price shockingly is up 19.3% year over year. Number two, Detroit, that's usual suspect, sitting at 16.4. We have a New York County here at 12.7, San Jose at 12.4, West Palm Beach is sitting at 12.4 as well at number 5. We only have 2 metro areas right now on the year over year decline list, both Texas metro areas. I have been preaching that forever now. Metro areas in Texas are getting slammed. I believe the primary result is new home construction. New home construction, at least in my metro area here in Houston, has flooded our markets. There are some cities and some zip codes that have 60% of listings that are new homes. And that's underreported. That's just on MLS. When we actually go into the field, it's even more than that. Nevertheless, Fort Worth and Dallas, okay, Dallas is basically next to Fort Worth, is down 0.4%. San Antonio is number 2 at 0.3%. I would suspect Dallas is going to be on this list. Austin's going to be on this list. Probably Houston's going to be on this list this year. Now, I've highlighted this as well because I think that these are some winners as well. These are new listings. Look at the top metros with new listings. San Jose, they need new listings. So this is very good. 34% increase. Very, very good. Phoenix sitting at 24% increase. Very good. San Diego, very desperately in need of inventory. That is up 21%. Oakland up 20%. And Montgomery County, PA is up 19.5% as well. Okay, guys, it's time for some data visualization. And remember, these are week-to-week comparisons. We can also compare year over year. I always have people get this wrong in the comment section. It's just, I have no idea how people can still get this wrong. We're looking at the 4-week rolling average of median. Now, obviously, median is not a perfect way to come up with value. I've told you that. I will show you at the end of this video my subdivision analysis form that I've given back to the community for free. This is a form that I've made for you. This is something that can help guide you in your decision to purchase real estate. It will help identify things like wedge and cash flow. And if you don't know what wedge and cash flow is, don't worry. I also made a free home buying course. I want to be the guy that's offering to help citizens for free if you need it, okay? But you have to help yourself first. Without that action, without that decision, nothing matters. This video doesn't matter. You shouldn't even be watching it. You have to take action. Let's visualize some of this data. So we're going to be starting with median sales price. That sucker is up 4.3% year over year. And that trajectory is up as well. Now, remember what we've been talking about, how median sales price is calculated. Now, what's been happening is a lot more of the higher end homes are selling. A lot less of the lower end homes are also selling, which will manipulate median. Okay, because remember, we're not talking averages, we're talking median, but either way, that would also affect averages. And that's why I keep trying to push you guys back to real estate is hyper-local. It is very hyper-local. You have to go subdivision. But nevertheless, on a nationwide average, if you trust this data, which I don't trust any data, but it is up 4.3% and the trajectory is going up. Now, generally, as far as seasonality, we have decline right around here. So I would say in between July and August will be when we have seasonal decline. Okay, so seasonal decline. Right now, what is happening is we are having decline, but it is not, we can't necessarily see that in these numbers. I know we're having price decline because I'm a realtor and I can access my multiple listing service and I can show myself and my clients that, hey, prices are going down. Not every listing, but within the overall picture of things, you can find multiple properties that have prices going down. Now, it looks like we finally have some relief when it comes to median asking price, which leads median sales price. However, that is up a whopping 6% year over year. Again, you guys, that trajectory finally stalled. We're heading downward. Hopefully that continues. Nevertheless, that is not good. We don't want this that high. We don't want this at 416,000 because, again, that is going to lead to sales price. But nevertheless, this is up 6% year over year. Home buying housing payments is up 7.3% year over year. And again, you guys, year over year is these two lines, comparing those two lines right there. So currently, and I don't even know why they're using 6.94%. Even in their leading indicators, they didn't have 6.94%. So I just think this is another Redfin being lazy. Quite frankly, you see that right here. Again, just rewind the video, go to the leading indicators. There was no 6.94%. And another thing that, the kids are writing these articles, kids that have never been through any type of cycle before. But nevertheless, you guys, housing payments is extremely high. If we look at year over year, you really see how unaffordability has really spiraled out of control. So consider that, 3 years ago, the average mortgage payment was about $1,700. Right now it's $2,800, which is $1,100 more on average. That's unacceptable. All right, guys, pending sales is in the toilet and it is sinking even further into the sewage container now that it has been flushed because pending sales are down 3% year over year. Again, more trends showing that the industry is an absolute disaster. Now, this is very, very good. This is new listings. This is up 8% year over year, which is representing right here. However, I want to point out There's still a golden handcuff effect. There's some sellers that cannot afford to sell. The reason I'm saying that is because even though we have year-over-year growth, we don't have year-over-year growth. And you can see that from comparing these three lines. The red line and the blue line represents what we would want, what we normally want with new listings, which is more than 100,000. So even though we are increasing inventory, and that is a good thing, it's not really the increase that we usually get, which again means there are sellers on the sidelines. So if we do have rate drops, yes, we will have more buyers, but don't forget, we have people that will sell like crazy depending on how much rates are cut and why. And here is the really good stuff here, guys. We have active listings up 15% year over year. We have finally hit our 900,000. This is what I was looking for the entire time, the entire year and last year. I wanted 900,000, but we need to sustain. We have now a couple weeks of being sustained. I suspect, again, being that we have more active listings than we did in 2022, we have higher DOM, we have higher price cuts, prices are going down. Now, again, I want to make clear, I know prices are going down. Again, I'm a realtor, but even though prices are going down, we may not see that in the median because the higher end houses are selling more. There is growth there. Does that make sense? Comment below if that makes sense. I want to know whether or not to continue to explain that. All right, so here's another good thing. This is months of supply available in the market. We are sitting at 3.2 months. Again, this is ahead of 2002 when we had deflation. We had 3.2 months roughly at the end of September. Right now we have it in May. And don't forget, you guys, in 2019 we had, and in 2017 we had under 4 months of supply, and the housing market was not doing well. So we no longer need 6 months of inventory. As long as we have 4 months of inventory, we'll be fine. If we look at the last 10 years, the decade-long averages, the average over 10 years is 3.7 months, not 6. I mean, this is a huge case in point right here. This is listings with price drops. I mean, this is telling us a story. This is telling us a story. 6.4% of listings this week had price cuts. This is the highest it's been for this time of year for like ever. This is spring home buying season. Okay. So this is what leads to price drops. This is one primary reason we had deflation in 2022. And remember, this is when we had a period of deflation. I'm circling it. So we are ahead of where the price drops were in the last deflationary period in the housing market. We're ahead by 2 months. 2 months, we're ahead. And for days on market, we're ahead by 4 months. Just mark my words, you guys, you're going to see it. It's going to be undisputable. Thank God, because I won't have to argue as much with people. Now take a look here. I almost sang the Reading Rainbow song. If you know, you know. Take a look. Redfin home buying demand is down 12% year over year. Again, you guys, this is just fantastic news. I mean, oh my God, look at how low it is. That's a 4-year record low. And so like the bulls in 2021 and 2022, we're saying the laws of supply and demand. Guess what? The laws of supply and demand are now on our side. So long as we stay elevated with the interest rates and we maintain where we're at right now, it's only a matter of time before things continue to get crushed down. And the thing is, guys, there's only so many alternatives that can happen here. Price decline, in my opinion, is the highest probability of things that are going to happen in the future that will get us back to some type of normal affordability. When we get back to the levels of pre-COVID affordability, that's going to be hard to do, but certainly prices going down significantly would help. Now, don't forget, you guys, if you found value in this video, please hit like. It helps out the channel greatly. If you need any help or want any quotes as far as commercial financing, I have an application link in my description. Fill that bad boy out, email it to me, and I will give you a call back. Now, other than that, if you guys are out there investing in real estate, you guys already know I wish you luck, and I hope you win.